Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's absolutely roasting in here in case you can't tell by my face. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, which is unusual for me considering the whole reason I'm setting up a YouTube channel is I just never stop talking. And I figured a good idea would be to channel that energy into something creative. I am somebody who just loves to share helpful information for people, whether you ask for it or not. I have worked in so many industries over the years. I started off my career in hair and makeup. I worked in online fashion and I would have presented um, dresses on TV, like on Ireland AM. I also did hair and makeup for models for Ireland AM. I worked on photo shoots, fashion shows with some of Ireland's top models. Um, and I did this for a number of years. I had my own salon. I have worked in so many different industries as well. I worked in animal shelters. I've worked in bars, restaurants, clubs, you name it. And now I'm in finance just for fun because I wanted to try it out. But because of this, I have so much to share, from hair and makeup tips to fashion tips to although I say that last one, I'm not really a fashionista. I can tell you what looks good on other people, but when it comes to dressing myself, not so good. It's such a funny thing. But that definitely comes down to body confidence, I would say. I'm also a massive advocate for mental health. I have studied Reiki, and I have yet to start practicing Reiki on people, but it's absolutely my intention to do so. So I'm all about mental health. I have had um, my own experiences with mental health since probably about the age of 11. So I have been through it to the stage where I believe therapy is so healthy, but there are so many times when I get there and I'm sitting with a therapist and I'm like, I could teach you how to do your job. I know a lot in that respect. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. Um, but really, this is just a creative outlet for me. I want to be able to share stuff about, like, Disneyland, for example. I love trips to Disneyland. Disneyland Paris is somewhere that I've found in my late 30s. And yeah, I just have so many tips and tricks. I am somebody who absolutely loves the detail. So, hence the reason why I was so good in doing makeup, for example. I was all about the details. Like back when people were not really into brows, I was like, brows are so important. Like, guys, how do we tell people we're shocked or surprised or whatever if you don't have brows? Like, the skinny brow just never really worked for me. So I was just always about the detail. That's why I did so many weddings for the years. Even when I had my salon, even though I did nails and tan and everything else, um, people always came to me for makeup. People have asked me to travel from the UK. I worked in the UK doing makeup for weddings and stuff for a long time as well. I've worked for Benefit as a manager there on the counter. And so I've done the Benefit brows, I've done the tattoo brows, not for me. So there's a lot. I feel like I have a lot that I could share with people. So I can't say that this channel will be any one thing. It will be a mixture of Disney tips, makeup tips, just like touring around Ireland, whatever it might be. This is my creative outlet. This is my space. And I hope people who come to my channel get some good tips about stuff. Everything that I'm sharing is my own opinion on, like, whatever it might be. This is my opinion. I'm not being paid for this stuff, at least not yet. um, but like I say, because I've worked in so many industries and I worked in e-commerce for years, with dresses and whatever else, and in so many different backgrounds, I really do think I've a lot to add. And because I'm such a fan of the detail, like that, for example, with Disneyland, I love what I'm going on another trip from my 40th. And I've been watching lots of YouTube videos and they just don't give the detail. For example, you could go and see a room tour and it's the same room tour that everybody gives. They show the bathroom, they show, and I'm like, what about the detail though? Like, what about X, Y, and Z? Just, I'm not going to give it away because I am going soon and I intend to do some great Disney videos. But I hope you come for the information. Just like I say, you subscribe to my channel, like, subscribe, all the things that the YouTubers say, and I promise that when I do put up videos, apart from the shorts, which are just about me, but when I do put them up, that they'll be as informative as I possibly can be. I am no way at all professional photographer, even though I did do that also as part of the e-commerce, because I had to photograph dresses for some for a lot of the photo shoots as well for different companies. So but I'm not good at video editing, not yet at least. But yeah, like I say, I hope you come along with this journey. I will cover stuff like mental health and have chats, and I hope to have, I've already spoke with a few people that we can collaborate some on some videos, and yeah, I'm excited to see where the journey goes, and I hope you guys follow along. And it may be that the channel takes, I suppose, a swing in a certain direction. It may be that I focus more on makeup tips, because if that's what people want, great. There's only so many makeup tips you can give, by the way, guys. And because it's not just makeup, I studied beauty, so I did beauty therapy. I can go into more detail with like skincare, and I am a qualified hairdresser, believe it or not. But I don't I you know I don't practice it anymore. And because I'm the kind of person who believes in the power of positive thinking. I believe in manifestation because it has happened for me so many times from a young age. Like, I wanted to model. I actually have modeled before. And for anyone laughing, yes, I'm tiny. Yes, I'm chunky. So, and that's me saying that about me. It might seem offensive to people, and that is probably a terrible thing to say. So I'm not chunky. I'm curvy. I have always been curvy. Even when I was a lot thinner, I was always curvy. Um, so like, I have modeled, even though people have always said, like, who do you think you are? Like, you're not going to be a model. I never let anybody dictate to me how my life should be. I wanted to work in a shelter. I worked in a shelter. I wanted to be in the army. I didn't go in full time, but I did do the reserves. Like that. And it started, like, I'm working since I'm 11. And that was my choice. I mean, obviously, I was young, and I did say I was 12 to the people that hired me. So they thought I was 12 going on 13. But my first job was in a local shop, and I was working 8-10 hour shifts. It was bonkers, but I wanted to do it. And my mom was like, she often would say, "This is too much, it's too much." I'm like, "No, please." And she probably recognized that it was a way of me getting my independence. And I started off in a shop, but I was like, oh, I'd like to work in a bar, and I wanted to work. And every time I put my mind to something, I just did it without thinking, without realizing what I was doing was manifesting something for myself. And I remember being a young girl and looking in the mirror going, I don't want to pigeonhole myself. Like, it's not because I couldn't succeed in these industries. Like, at the age of 18, 19, I said to somebody, I want to be a hair and makeup artist for photo shoots and for TV and for fashion shows. And people were like, that is such a hard industry to break into. Like, what makes you think that you're going to get there? There's makeup artists everywhere. And I just thought, well, why can't I? Like, and I worked it out. I just worked for free for some photographers a couple of times so they could see my skill. And then they wanted to hire me after that. And then I was paid. And I was paid really well, really quickly. But there's always a way. But you just have to believe it. Like, I believed it. I never, ever questioned it. And it's only as I got older that I started to question my capabilities in life, which is silly, because I think when you're younger, I was manifesting without really having ever heard of the term manifestation. Like, a lot of us had probably read the book The Secret, but I was doing that. I remember somebody actually bought me the book, and it was a friend of mine, and she wrote inside it, like, you can be, do, and have anything you put your mind to. She's like, I have noticed that you always do this. You've practiced this in your life. And I hadn't read The Secret at that stage. I hadn't read the book. And when I read it, I realized I was doing all of those things purely just from determination to live my life. We only get one guy. I only get one chance at this life. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, it doesn't matter. You get one chance at this life with this family, in this house, in this time, in this country. Like, this is my one chance to live my life. And I'm a mom with kids, and like, I absolutely will probably touch on helpful tips and tricks for kids and stuff like that. But like I've had pets, I've had dogs, I've had cats, so like anything might show up on this channel because I don't pigeonhole myself. I'm not going to do that on this channel. I'm a massive chatterbox. I may ramble a little bit, but like I say, I'm sure hopefully you come for the content and stay for the detail. I hope it piques your interest. I have a few shorts up already, and there will be more coming soon. I'm going to do some tips on Disneyland. I'm going to do some tips on a new electric car I got, and hopefully other cars along the way. Like, the world's my oyster. I can put up whatever content I want, but hopefully it's stuff that appeals to people and helps people, because that's my mission in life, one way or another. Like, I've done a lot of my career goals already. A lot of the things I wanted to try in life, I've already done, including, like I say, finance. Randomly, don't know why, I just thought, I'd like to try banking. Had no experience, got into it anyway. And I've been doing banking for 8 years now. But I will say that mental health is my next journey. Like, I want to do stuff that helps people. I have always wanted to help people. I would consider I am very I am what people would call an empath. I feel your emotions when I walk into a room. I get it in my stomach, and I am still learning how to recognize that that's not me. Um, but as a result, like, I have a lot of information, I suppose, that I could give to people. I will eventually start practicing Reiki on people because I know, um, again, there's another avenue where I have a lot to give. But my goal in life is to help people, even if it is just makeup. I think I want to break the stigma that just because I like hair and makeup and looking a certain way and doing a certain thing does not also mean that I'm not spiritual. I had it in my head that if I was to put myself out there on a public forum as somebody who's um, an advocator for mental health and spirituality, and somebody who really believes in the power of manifestation, and I do tarot cards and angel cards, and I really believe, for me, that has helped me so much in my life. But I also believed that if I wanted to be somebody who was full on in like healing, or in Reiki, you had to be wearing white linen from head to toe, and you couldn't have your makeup done like this, or your hair pink, or it's actually gone like a lovely kind of a gold pinkishy blonde. Anyway, this has only been after one wash. um but I just firmly believed that I had to look a certain way, and I just want to break that stigma. Like, you just can't. Maybe it's not so much of a stigma, but like, I did think, how could anyone take me seriously if I want to help them from a healing perspective if I looked like this? And then I thought, well, I look like this and I needed help, and I can help people and have helped people. And because I'm an open book, when you meet me, I'll probably spill my whole life story. Um, but it kind of relaxes people, and they go, okay, she's sharing. I'm an oversharer for sure. That's okay, but it's my information. I'm sharing my stuff, my journey. I've had a journey with fertility. I've gone through IVF. I have endometriosis, which I found out at the age of 23, I want to say, and that has been a journey. Like, and I have been trying to get a diagnosis from the age of 16, 17. And I knew there was something wrong. You have to trust your own gut, guys, because like, people like to tell you, oh no, you're wrong, or there's X, Y, and Z going on. But if you know yourself, and keep advocating for yourself. And hopefully, like I say, on this channel, I will push people to do the right thing, just in the same way that people pushed me or inspired me from watching YouTube videos or whatever it might be, inspired me to go and advocate for myself or do this, like set up this channel. I've like, this is a nerve-wracking thing to do. I'm putting myself out there on a public forum, and people will probably laugh. People will comment. Like, I was looking, like, my kids' paw prints and my little handy prints are all in the back of, like, my house isn't spotless. It's not perfect. I don't live in an Instagrammable home, but that's okay because I'm happy. My kids are happy. So again, like I say, this will be an overall lifestyle channel. It will cover makeup. It will cover possibly some hair, not a lot. I'll cover Disneyland stuff. I'll cover tips for home. I'll cover tips for mental health. I'll cover some cars sometimes because I love cars. Like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself, but like, it'll be good content. I promise. Or I'll do my best. It won't be the best. Like, it might not be the best. It might not be for you, so that's okay. But if you do enjoy it, like and subscribe, and let's see what journey I go on. This is just new. I should have done it a long time ago. I should have been doing hair and makeup vlogs for a long, long time, and healing stuff. I have so much things to say. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and people who are suffering, you are not alone. I'm 40 soon, and I still have moments of anxiety. I get panic attacks, and it's rubbish. You know, I've had other health issues with vestibular imbalances, which has slowed me right down in my life. You know, I get very dizzy very quickly. I don't really drink, and I don't smoke, and I definitely don't do drugs. But I've been just knocked off kilter in recent times because of a vestibular issue that I had a reaction to the COVID vaccination. And sorry, that's a sensitive subject for people. But it's true. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I think vaccines can be very important. It's not everybody's opinion. Some people, um, you know, feel very strongly about not using vaccinations, and that's your right. And I just want to say one kind of thing before I go, because it's a lot of information I've just blurted out here. And it's 16 minutes of an intro video, but this just shows you the kind of detail. I tend to go off. I remember watching a Billy Connolly video where he said there's a reason he couldn't be a pilot, because he'll start a story and he goes off on a tangent, goes completely off track, and then he always gets back to the point, like, or as near to the point as he possibly can. And he was like, if I was an airline pilot landing in a field near Heathrow, off, like, get off my plane. He was like, that's why I couldn't be a pilot. That's why I couldn't be a pilot either, because I do go off in tangents, like I've just done. And anyway, I have had a lot going on, but I'm still here. I'm still strong. I'm still reminding myself of all the tools that I've learned since the age of 11 in terms of mental health. So I'm just a normal person. I'm just me. I'm trying to come back to myself. You lose yourself a little bit when you're a new mom. And that can be really hard. It can be really hard to realize when you wake up one day and you're identifying yourself as mom, because it's not for everybody. Like, I was dying to have kids, and then I was told I couldn't. That was a whole other journey. I will do a video on that because it was really, really tough with the endometriosis. Half of my insides have been removed. And then I eventually met my now husband, and I just said to myself, again, I completely believe I manifested this whole thing. I was like, I think we're going to be married and have kids within a year. And that is a crazy thing. It's a love story I will tell you about. But I remember somebody saying to me, you're getting way, like, you're off your rocker. Like, who meets somebody and marries them that quick, for starters? And you have been unable to have children with a previous partner for about 7 or 8 years now. So, like, you're losing the run of yourself. And I said, no, I really believe it. And I had already had an operation where I'd lost half my insides. And they were like, well, you know what? If you want to believe it and set yourself up for failure, then that's completely up to you. But here I am, married. I was married within 7 months and found out the week before my wedding that I was pregnant. So, power of positive thinking, power of manifestation, it is real. I firmly believe it. I am completely proof that it is. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time. If you've stayed this long, then hopefully it's a good sign that you're hooked. And if you're just tuning in now, or if you're watching this in 6 months' time, I hope you stay along for the journey. I'm excited about making YouTube videos, even if it's just for myself. I don't care. There'll be something here for people that they might pick up and go, okay, yeah, I got one tip out of that video, but at least it's one tip. How often have you watched something that you're like, I already know that, and they haven't really added much? And maybe a lot of my videos will be repetitive. I hope not. That's why I'm making them. But thank you so much, and we'll see you soon for my next video. I'm not sure if it's going to be Disneyland or about the car that I have, which is a new electric Hyundai Inster. It's fab. And it's tiny. Somebody said it's like a clown car. But anyway, hope you stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.